my beautiful buds. Welcome back to my channel, Sprouts with Joy. My name is Joy, and if you like to talk about plants, you're in the right place. So far this summer, I have been out of town a lot, and I have been really busy. Suffice it to say, I've got a lot of plant chores to catch up on. But I feel like plant chores are always more fun when we're able to do them together. All right, I'm gonna take you over to my room. Admittedly, I have a bit of a mealybug infestation happening. And okay, before I enter my room, also be warned, it's a little bit of a mess because we're still unpacking from our trips and stuff. But yeah, I've just been seeing mealybugs here and there, and it's not enough for me to be like afraid, but they just keep on popping up, and they've been really, really stubborn. But I also maybe have not been as aggressive as I should be, largely because I'm tired and I just don't feel like treating them every single day. But yeah, these are my greenhouse cabinet plants and also a few other bonus plants in this corner. And it all started with this alocasia macrorrhiza camouflage that is still has so many mealybugs, even though I have treated it the most aggressively of all of these plants. So it's a little bit annoying, but you know, a bunch of these plants need to be watered anyways, so let's just water them, treat them. I'm not really looking forward to it, but it'll be more fun and motivating to have you to talk to. I don't even actively see mealybugs on all of these plants. It's really just a handful, but I feel like they keep on multiplying because, again, I'm not treating them aggressively enough. I'm not treating every single plant in the area, but I feel like I just need to do that. As much as I just don't like doing that, it's necessary, I think, if I want to get rid of the mealybugs once and for all. And I probably need to actually do it several days in a row or like over the course of 2 or 3 weeks just to get ahead of the life cycle of the mealybugs. Oh, but yeah, it's exhausting to treat for pests. I truly don't like it. First, I'm actually gonna trim away a handful of leaves from these plants because, you know, if they're dying off, may as well have fewer leaves to treat anyways. And like a lot of these just aren't looking great, like on this varicosum here, so I'm just gonna trim. I actually think that this varicosum might need to be repotted soon because it's been drying out so fast and it's really unstable and wobbly, so yeah. And like this has like a gross halo around it. It's technically still alive, but I don't know, I kind of just want to get rid of it. Maybe I'll keep it for now, but when I repot it, I might trim off more of them. I also need to attach this to the pole. Maybe I'll do that afterwards. My ring of fire could also use a trim. Look at how stunning these last few leaves have been on my Uppbeat plants. I'm obsessed. I do not see any mealies on this one, thank the Lord, but like also it's right next to that alocasia, so better be careful. Oh, and if you don't know what mealybugs are, let me see if this alocasia actually has any. Ah, yes. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it, but do you see this white little fuzzy bit? That's like mealybug residue, or I think that might actually be where they like lay eggs or something. I actually don't know, but that's evidence of mealybugs. I don't see any like active mealybugs other than that one little fuzzy part because I have been treating this one pretty regularly, but yeah. Oh yeah. Also, they like to live in crevices, so you can't really see it, but they're like little white parts in these crevices as well. Any little spot. They're sneaky little guys. I've used a lot of different pest control items and methods over the years for treating mealybugs and stuff like that, but today I'm going to use just the most basic thing, which is a mixture of water, dish soap, and rubbing alcohol. I just kind of eyeball it, put it in a spray bottle, and I spray it down and I massage each leaf. And if I specifically see mealybugs, I will obviously target those more aggressively with this. And that really gets rid of them, at least the ones that are alive. And then this right here is systemic. I might add this to the soil. I try to not use this too often because number one, I think that the mealybugs can get used to it or grow resistant to it. I don't know that for sure, but I have heard that before. And also like it's not the best for the environment probably. So again, I try to not use this unless I'm pretty desperate. But in this case, I might be a little bit desperate. So yeah, let's begin. By the way, this plant is a plant that gives me hope that plants can bounce back from pests because this is my Stromanthe trio star. And you see how gorgeous this plant is? And look, it's even got like so many new roots and growths out the side here. It's just so good. But this plant used to look awful. It had so many mealybugs and so many spider mites at a few different points, but thankfully, I mean, I don't think that it actually actively has any mealybugs. I haven't seen them. I'm just treating it to be safe, kind of as a precaution. But yeah, this plant, honestly, it has bounced back from having pests in the past, and it is thriving finally. Like I finally kind of figured out what it wanted from me. I would say this plant does not really like to be root bound, and it gets root bound very quickly. I mean, as you can see, look at these roots, like they're really aggressive. And I potted this in here just only a few months ago and it's already rooting so aggressively. And yeah, I think for the longest time it was stressed out because it was really root bound. But once I repotted it and the soil, you know, stayed moister for longer, it really took off a lot more. And this plant also gets quite a bit of light. I did spot a single mealybug on this gigas earlier this week, and I was so mad because I love this plant, and that's part of what kindled my wrath again against these mealybugs, because I was like, oh, well, you know, it's not on all of my plants, it's just a handful sometimes, but no, it dares to touch my gigas.
It's gone. Bye. We're not dealing with this anymore.
Thankfully, I don't see any more. It was really just the one. But like, it just, you know, when you see one, there could be very many that you don't see. So, and I actually have seen a few mealybugs on my varicosum, which this plant is a bit more pest prone, which I've heard. So see, there's some gathering here on the petiole right there. There's one. They like that like fuzzy part. They like to hide there. Just very frustrating, but it's fine. This plant is worth it. These philodendrons specifically need to be watered, so I am going to add some systemic to these guys and then water them in. I don't think I'm gonna add systemic to every single plant, because again, I don't know. I try to not use it too much, but the other plants that I just treated don't need to be watered, and usually you're supposed to kind of water the systemic in. So I'll just start with these guys. While we're at it, we're gonna water the poles too. my understanding, what the systemic does is it gets absorbed into the plant, like the actual tissue of the plant. So when the mealy bugs eat at the plant, they essentially get poisoned and die. All right, I'm gonna let those plants sit and dry for a while. I've got more plants in the cabinet that I'm also going to need to treat. I don't know for sure if I'm gonna be able to get to it today or not, but you know, treating the pests and whatnot is not fun. But you know what is fun? Potting up a propagation. I chopped my philodendron mamei a while ago and it is all rooted up. I think that it's ready. It actually gave me this new leaf while it was propagating in this moss, and the roots are looking good. Do you see how pink they are? They're so cute. I love them. And the roots are looking good. Do you see how pink they are? I love them so much. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is ready to be potted up, so I can do that. And I haven't really decided. I could just pot this up on its own, but I also have this part of the plant still in soil, and it has a new growth point. Do you see that? It has a new growth point, but yeah, I can't decide if I want to pot them together and kind of have two separate plants in one pot, or just start the other one over and give this one away. I don't know, I think I'm actually leaning towards giving this one away and potting the other one up. I actually have a third plant of the mamei that's up in my attic, and it was like the ugliest portion, but it's still alive and also just put out a new leaf, so that's exciting that all three parts of the plant survived. So yeah, let's go pot this up and see kind of what happens. Alrighty, here is the mamei prop. It is a little hard to show on camera because these petioles are so long. The roots are looking good. In fact, some of them have even grown outside of the pot, it looks like, which, yeah, we're gonna have to address that. But I'm very pleased that this plant did so well. It's kind of a gloomy day. Oh, that came out so easily. That's good. So it's kind of a gloomy day. It's actually raining right now, which is a mood. I'm not mad at it, but also I fear that the lighting might be not great. So I apologize in advance for that if that's the case. Let's see how truly well rooted this plant is. I do really appreciate that the roots are pink because they stand out against the moss. Unlike, you know, if a plant has white roots, which I feel like is a little bit more standard, discerning them from the moss is not as easy. Oh, this is looking so good. Oh my goodness. Wow, this is superb. I have to say, I think propagating this mamei was a success. And this newest leaf, oh shoot, I just realized my mic was all the way over there this entire time. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you were able to hear what I was saying. It was probably really quiet. But anyway, what was I even saying? Yeah, this leaf really is not that much smaller than these leaves, so I feel like it's not going to miss that much of a beat. Like, once I get potted up into soil, it honestly might kind of continue where it left off, which is really reassuring to me as well. I got these like long horizontal window boxes in a set. I can't remember exactly where I got them. It may have been Etsy or Amazon, or maybe even Walmart or something. But I've honestly made good use of them with my crawling plants. And now I've got 3 mameis in them, and I'll probably give the other 2 away once this one is established, and I feel pretty confident that it's gonna be okay. All right, and of course the mamei is a crawler, so I'm gonna set it here and it will continue to grow in this direction. And there we go. I haven't completely filled the entire box with soil. I sort of let it taper down because that way there's just enough for it to root into and grow towards, but it's not so much that it gets super waterlogged and the roots can't handle it. I'm gonna water this in now. Oh my gosh, you guys have no idea how relieved I am to finally have this done. My philodendron mamei is one of my favorite plants in my collection, and chopping it up was absolutely terrifying. But I'm so glad that it propagated so well, and I probably had nothing to worry about. Okay, the air conditioning is blowing directly on me now, and now I'm freezing, so cardigan it is. All right, we are back in my room, and the lighting is horrible. I'm so sorry, but we're working with what we've got today. Okay, I think I'm only going to treat some of the plants in here, the ones that I specifically have seen mealybugs on, and I'll look at all of them, but yeah, it's gonna take such a long time. And you know, maybe this is why we're still dealing with the mealybugs, because I've been feeling a little bit lazy in regards to treating them, but the gloomy weather is making me feel so exhausted right now. So I'm gonna listen to my body, and I'm not gonna push it way too much. But this is another one of the big culprits, is my Synapsis Pictus argyrius. It just keeps on winding up with mealies, and it's so annoying, and it looks really not that great right now, unfortunately. But yeah, I need to really zhuzh this plant and treat every inch of it for mealies, which I've done multiple times. So many times, but they just keep on popping up. I think that this plant and then the alocasia were the two kind of plants of origin. I don't know if I actively see any mealies at the moment, but it just looks so unwell. Oh no, there's a little bit. See these leaves on the bottom here that yellowed off? It's because of the mealies, I think. So I see mealybugs around these guys. It's very subtle. It's not a lot, but I'm gonna chop this off. And let me make some chops right here. I don't know how well you can see that, but just right in the crevices there. There's like that mealybug residue I was talking about. Do you see that? It's really in there. And that, I think, is what really did these leaves in. So I'm gonna just chop every single leaf that looks like it's yellowing. This is also a runner, so that can go too. I'm gonna be quite relentless. I'm currently reading 3 books. I'm reading A Court of Wings and Ruin, which is my like easy read. I'm also listening to Wuthering Heights on audiobook, and I hate all of the characters except for one, but I have a feeling I'm gonna hate him too by the end of the book. I am so frustrated with what's happening. And then I'm halfway through reading Fairy Tale by Stephen King, which I was really enjoying initially, but I have hit a bit of a slump with it. So that's what I'm reading. So tell me, what are you reading? Are you reading anything right now? Or are you in a reading slump? Like, what's your status? Yeah, I'm a very stubborn person. Like, I don't like to DNF books, so I will push on. But sometimes if I get sick of reading something, I'll like move on to a palate cleanser or an easier read or whatever I feel like I need in that moment. And I will take a break from whatever book was frustrating me. And then usually I can like kind of get back to it and finish it because I'm very stubborn. But I've been trying to learn how to actually properly DNF books because, you know, I'm only gonna have a limited number of books that I can possibly read in my life, which is kind of a terrifying and sad thought to me. I hate that thought. But I mean, realistically, you have a finite number of books that you are literally gonna be able to read. You know, assuming that you're reading an average of like a book a week, that's 52 books in a year, and then multiply that out. I don't know, that's really not, it's a lot of books, but it's really not that many books when you think about it. So, sorry, I'm just like trying to see if there are any active mealies that I'm missing. And then I'm just gonna like kind of treat the whole plant as a whole, like I've been treating the other ones. I think that we're good. So I'm gonna take this to the bathroom. Okay, now I'm gonna look through the cabinet, and I'm only gonna pull the plants that I either actively see mealybugs on right now or I've seen mealybugs on in the past, because like I said, your girl is getting really tired. I also might need to reseal my cabinet soon because I've noticed that it's not holding in the humidity as well. But it's been like a year since I did the weather stripping for it, so I guess that makes sense. All right, let's go through and check all of these plants. Thankfully, I see nothing on the Synthurium, but look at this newest leaf. Is that not so gorgeous? Unfortunately, I have seen mealies on my fry deck in the past. I think alocasia do tend to be a little bit more prone to pests in general, so I don't find that super surprising, but frustrating nonetheless. I'm not seeing any active mealies at the moment, but it'd be worth it to treat this one again. I see mealies on my string of hearts. There's not a lot, I just saw one. And in general, this plant, it's confusing. There's a lot of new growth, but I've also seen some parts of it that look a little bit unwell, so let's just treat this one. Might also need to be watered. I actually have not, oh, never mind. I see a mealy on my cupria. Of course, it's the alocasia, but look at this new leaf that's coming out. I'm so happy about that. And look at these roots. I don't know how you can see that, but it has rooted so well in here. So it's doing well, other than it has one mealy bug right there. I have also, unfortunately, spotted a mealy bug on my variegated Adansonii. I don't see any presently. I did recently cut it, actually, and it has a new growth point. Right there, see? Although it's looking like it's gonna be white, and I really hope that it has green for me, because that would suck. I have not spotted mealies on this anthurium either, which actually I think that's a trend. I don't often see pests on my anthurium at all, which is really nice. I don't see any mealies here, but I have seen mealies on this plant before. It's my Hoya calistophylla, although some people have commented and said that they think it's a clemensorium, so I don't know. Let me know what you think. I purchased it as a calistophylla, so I hope it is, but who knows. Thank God I have not seen mealies on my undulata, but look at the new growth. Oh my gosh. Look, it's growing, and it has a new growth point down here too. It's coming out with so many new leaves and I'm ecstatic. I have seen mealies on my Shangri-La, very sadly. I have seen mealies on my Velvet Halo Micans, although look at how gorgeous it's growing right now. Oh my goodness. But I don't see any actively, but I'll still treat it. No mealies on the Dark Forgetii. I think I will treat my Linearis because I feel like it's kind of prone to pests. My Syngonium Strawberry Milk is putting out this gorgeous looking new leaf. I don't know how well you can see that or if it's even gonna focus. Please focus. It's so pretty. It's super, super light and it's got speckles. I don't know how you can see that, but it's also big. And yeah, this plant's finally getting more lush for me. For the longest time, it gave me like only 2 leaves at a time and the other leaf would die off immediately. Oh, and no mealy bugs on this one, but this is my Anthurium villaneorum, and this is its newest leaf. It's so pretty. I'm just obsessed with it. This plant is shaping out to be so nice. But, okay. That was kind of a lot of plants, but it's better than all of them. So let's do another round of treatment. I will say this plant has finally really taken off for me once I potted it up and put it in the cabinet and up a pole. Honestly, it's looking so cute and delicate. I also recently chopped this one and gave it to a friend, so I'm hoping that it roots up for her well. Of course, I made sure there are no mealies to be found on the cutting. This Frydek has given me a couple of leaves recently that aren't as white. They have more of like a light green. You know, compare that to like this kind of a leaf. So I'm hoping that it's not reverting on me or anything weird like that. I mean, this leaf just looks so pale in comparison. So, I don't know. There is, let's see, there's 2 more plants down here. So I'm hopeful that regardless, I mean, it's gonna also come out with corms and I think it's gonna be fine, but still, there's always that part of me that's worried. All right, these 2 plants are the last 2 that I'm gonna treat today, but also, of course, they are by far the most annoying to treat, so save the worst for last, right? Yeah, I love these plants. I hope that they continue to thrive for me, but to do that, I have to treat them, and I will be using systemic on these ones as well, because I just think that there's like no way I'm gonna get into every single little crevice with my spray. To be so gentle because I feel like these little leaves get knocked off so easily. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna let those plants sit and kind of drain in the bathtub for a little while, then I'll clean out my bathtub. Hopefully I'll be able to relax a little bit for the rest of the day because it's already been a long day between work and then filming this video, and I don't know, maybe I'll go for a run or read a book or something to relax before I pick up the kids. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I feel accomplished, and that's always the goal when doing plant chores. I feel like I was able to finally get maybe a little bit of a grip on those mealy bugs, and yeah, I really appreciate that you joined me today. If you liked this video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. All those things are super helpful for my channel. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye!